Joining us now is OjyOkpe, whose birthday is tomorrow. With stories trending around the world. Hello, Janet.
How are you?
The fasting will start from today.
Absolutely.
And then tomorrow you provide the implications.
Up to the task. How are you this morning? As always. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
How was your weekend? Fantastic. Good morning, Ayo.
Down begin.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Lovely. Good morning, Rufai. How are you this morning?
Implication.
Of course.
Implication.
But as always.
Implication.
As always.
You see, your obligation is sky high. You're up to the task.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Chief.
Well, all right. Thank God for life. Thank you so much.
Life.
Yes, Chief.
You're a good woman. You have a good heart.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you.
A lot of people don't have good hearts.
All right.
You have a good heart.
Okay. No, thank you. Thank God for life. Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending in Niger State, where terrorists reportedly ambushed and killed 6 soldiers in Shiroro local government area of the state over the weekend. A captain was also said to have been abducted during the incident. A report by the Daily Trust stated that the soldiers had left their camps to respond to a distress call when the armed bandits ambushed them. The terrorists were also said to have killed a hunter and 2 farmers and also burnt down houses, food banks, and motorcycles. The attack comes just weeks after 17 senior military officers from the 181 Amphibious Battalion were killed in Okoma community in the Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. The Defense Headquarters has released a statement in a post on X. The statement reads in part, "Troops gallantly fight through ambush, inflict casualty on terrorists, experience temporary setback in Niger State. Troops of 1 Division Nigerian Army deployed at Alawa and Erena while on a fighting patrol to Kagara village in Shiroro local government area of Niger State had an encounter in an ambush staged by terrorists on April 19th, 2024. Troops gallantly fought through the ambush and eliminated several of the terrorists as well as captured some of their equipment. Sadly, the troops suffered a temporary setback as 6 personnel comprising 2 officers and 4 soldiers paid the supreme price in line with customs and traditions. The Nigerian Army Authority has contacted the next of kin of the fallen heroes while burial has been conducted for the deceased Muslim personnel with the consent and approval of their family members. I mean, this is horrible news. I'm sorry to start what's trending today on this very sad note. I did see the Daily Trust and all the papers reporting on this incident yesterday, and even today the Daily Trust is reporting that 2,583 Nigerians have been killed and 2,164 abducted in 3 months. This is such a sad incident. Only last week we were talking about Umar Bago, the Niger State governor, saying that, you know, he's going to, he has already imposed shoot at sight in his state. And we, of course, condemn that because obviously this is not what we need in our democracy. But, you know, I read that, you know, the incident occurred for hours. People were being killed for hours, and our gallant soldiers died, unfortunately. Well, in the same vein, the Defense Headquarters over the weekend released a heartwarming video showing a crowd welcoming troops of the Nigerian Army in the northeast region after they returned from a successful operation in Sambisa and Timbuktu Triangle. Let's take a look. This is beautiful to see. I mean, congratulations to our gallant soldiers. I mean, you could see the people there in the northeast region celebrating them the way that they should be celebrated.
Yes. You know, the Niger incident, Oji, is a sad reminder of how our army personnel pay the ultimate price when it comes to fighting insecurity. And we cannot talk about it enough, so that we give them the due recognition as to the amount of work and effort they've put into fighting insecurity. Despite the fact that, yes, we talk about the fact that we still have a lot on our hands to battle. But today, I'd like to celebrate every soldier who has lost his or her life in the course of battle, on the battlefield. Like you mentioned, in fact, the cable reports that this incident, the attack in Niger State, happened for 3 consecutive days. 3 consecutive days. And in the course of it, I love that the army was able to position the fact that despite that they lost 6 of their members, they still fought on gallantly and decimated and killed a few, some of these terrorists. And they said they were not stopping in trying to find out those who survived and going after them. And this is the best way to pay tribute to these soldiers who have fought gallantly and unfortunately lost their lives. This is also an appeal to remember the family of those who have been lost. I'm glad that they said they've been in contact with the family members. I hope they'll provide support to them in terms of welfare and not leave them, to face not just the loss of, in many cases, the breadwinner of that family, but also that the Nigerian state would support them and reward them, so that it would be an encouragement for other soldiers as well. We keep talking about welfare, but I do commiserate to the army and the Nigerian people, to be honest, and also hope that people would see what it takes to defend the Nigerian state, and very importantly, can we provide them with the necessary welfare needs, also the necessary equipment and weapons to fight, especially when it comes to fighting insecurity in Nigeria.
Well said, Ayo. Well, may their souls rest in perfect peace. We'll take another story. In the wake of EFCC's statement, which declared embattled former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, wanted, some human rights activists trooped out to the streets of Lagos over the weekend to condemn what they described as the anti-graft agency's anti-democratic approach to the issues of law enforcement and an unjust application of state power by the federal government. The anti-corruption civil society organization stressed that the actions of the federal government in the ongoing face-off between the EFCC and former governor of Kogi State suggested that the bone of contention was beyond the agency exercising its constitutional responsibility. Well, according to them, from the facts and documents obtained on the matter, the EFCC never sent a letter of invitation to the former governor. Let's take a look.
Yahaya Bello is a saint. No, we are not saying that he's a saint. There hasn't been anybody in government on whose neck allegations of corruption has not been hung before. None of them, including the president of this country. And we have had reason to defend them with the last drop of our blood. We committed our life to the defense of democracy. We committed our life to the defense of the rule of law. We cannot say because some people do not like the face of a particular gentleman in this country that we will allow that person to be dealt with under a law that is non-existent in this country. There was a judgment by a high court that the gentleman should not be harassed yet, should not be arrested yet, should not be intimidated yet.
Dr. Abati, I know that you guys had a robust conversation about this incident earlier in the program, but I believe I read a statement by the senior advocate of Nigeria stating that, the EFCC did not breach that order from the High Court in Kogi State. Before I come to you, in the meantime, old workout videos of the former governor in the midst of the saga began trending on social media over the weekend with the caption, ex-governor Yahaya Bello preparing for war against the EFCC. Let's take a look.
A farko dan aikin zai fi karko wakar sai ki sako dan Yahaya dan Bello ya ce amma mai zabi mu sako rabbin
lion.
I know the white lion was wearing white
I
there.
don't know who went and dredge of this video.
Oh, they are circulating everywhere.
The thing about
He's
Nigeria
preparing for
is
war.
that, you know, we're humorous.
Yes,
Yeah?
absolutely.
And I think that's the good thing about Nigerians. They always find a way of creating humor around anything, whether it's EFCC saying don't abuse the Naira or EFCC doing any other thing. I mean, what has the former governor of Kogi State doing? Ambashari, I give him this, I give him that, I pin him down. They think it's a joke. No, but it's a more serious matter. And the serious matter, you know, involved the issues have been articulated by some of the persons we have interviewed. This morning, we had Frank Tietie. Yesterday, we had, what's his name, Liboros Oshoma. We have also had other commentators on the subject, even in the Abuja studio. And the issues that people are saying, by way of summary, is that, one, nobody is above the law. Nobody is saying a governor cannot be called to account for his service, but that the EFCC should follow due process, should respect the rule of law, and should also tidy up his acts. Now, the first set of people protesting, they were saying there was even no invitation. If anybody is to be invited by the EFCC, at least there should be a notification. Now, we have seen cases before when former Governor Yofayoshe was invited. He publicized the letter and said he had been invited. And then he went there in a T-shirt saying, EFCC, I'm here. But here you have, you know, former Governor of Kogi State saying, yeah, he was not even invited. So how could he possibly be declared wanted? Again, in terms of some of the issues that people have raised, there was a case in court, a fundamental human rights enforcement case, which was supposed to be, there's supposed to be a hearing this morning. And then, you know, his lawyers are saying, you can't just jump the decision of the court and compromise the court by arresting the person or declaring him wanted as an attempt to render whatever the court decides today academic. So there's also that part of it. There are some people who have commented on the method of the assault on his house. Some of the EFCC operatives were even wearing bandanas. You know, one even had a bandana that has skulls and bones. And, you know, the question is this the official uniform of the EFCC? So all those operational, you know, issues have been raised. It is important for the EFCC to tidy up its acts. I don't think anybody has said here that anybody is above the law, you know, of the country. And this was the basic point that the Attorney General of the Federation, you know, was making when he was saying, look, nobody should obstruct justice. But the law enforcement agencies themselves must respect the individual rights, the right to fair hearing, and all the other rights articulated in sections 35, 36, and 42 of the 1999 Constitution.
All right. Dr. Abati, I believe that we have to go live. Rufai, before I take your statement, we're going to go live. I believe we have a high-level delegation meeting, and then we'll continue on what's trending, hopefully, after we come back.